So doing research on this house, I go to PropStream. PropStream is great for looking up deals, pulling lists, skip tracing lists, and getting good information on specific properties. For the fire damaged house that I drove by the other day, I wanted to do some research. 1,200 square feet, 7,000 square foot lot. It was built in 1961. Somebody who owned it for 20 years. And this is why I like PropStream, because it gives you detailed information so that you can be fully aware of what's going on. It seems that they still have a mortgage on it, right? And it seems like, and the coolest thing about PropStream is that it even gives you a estimated wholesale price. It gives you all the numbers right here, so I really don't have to do any work. There's, it seems like it was sold on the MLS. They bought it in 2005 for $125,000. Would love to know the story on what happened. Let's see if they have any linked properties. Okay, so it seems like they have 3 other properties that they own and that they currently occupy, or that they currently own as well. So if you can see here, they give you a full detailed analysis of the property. And this is the coolest part about PropStream, and it's super important. And I think it's very valuable. I'll drop the link below. So if you are interested in kind of doing this yourself, you can go ahead and check it out. For numbers, you can see how the market is increasing year after year, right? So it started in 2016, it was worth 78 for the tax assessment. And now the property taxes seems like they're increasing, you know? So, these properties are going up. That's why I think it's important to own some property, because if you own it, you'll be paying more taxes, it seems like, right? But you might have to, I'm sure you can pay more, you can get more in rent. That's most likely why rent is increasing all the time, because taxes are increasing. This isn't really the point of this video. Just wanted to introduce you to PropStream and how I, just look up the details of this house, right? I just like to see kind of the story and what's going on. It's a burnt down house, but they're still paying for it. So I'd love to know if they will be trying to do something with this soon. Copy this address to batch data. I'm going to use a single skip trace. I'm going to put the address in there. And there are other free ways you can do this. This one's 7 cents per skip trace. So, you can go to True People Finder or something like that, or just Google this and you can find the number that way. But, I want to make sure I can get the most accurate data. I'll just name it fire damage. All right, I'm paying for it. Right, I paid for it. You can load this up, right? You can load it up. I only have $5 in there right now, but it's only 7 cents. But I can load this up and put more money if I wanted to do like a bulk skip trace. Just click on it. Okay, so there's the name. It gives you the phone numbers, everything like that. It gave me 3 numbers. So what I'm going to do right now is just give them a call just to see if they answer.
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
Oh, not in service. Okay, so let's try a different number.
The number you...
Okay, that number is bad too. Let's try this other number. Oh, this one's ringing, actually. Let's see what this is the one.
Thank you for calling Richmond Dentistry for Children. We are currently closed.
Okay, so that's obviously not the right information. So, hey, sometimes that happens when you get these like driving for dollars leads. Sometimes they're like impossible to find. So sometimes like the research on doing this research, most wholesalers at this point will just forget about it, right? So let's try to see if we can go back to PropStream and see if they have any other houses, right? So I will go back to PropStream, right? Let me go to linked properties to see if they have any other houses, right? Or what I can do is go to the property details and see if they have maybe like a mailing address or something like that they might live. currently, right? Like it says their mailing address is that house, right? So it's kind of difficult. So let me go to their linked properties. Let's just go to this one of these. Let's just go to this house right here. Okay. I guess this is another nice house that they own. Have a mortgage on it. Looks like a nice house. I doubt they would want to sell this one. It looks like a pretty decent house. It looks like somebody else. It looks like there's like a there must be the husband right here, Jason. Um, they still using that burnt down house as their mailing address. So I'm not sure if they're actually getting mail there, right? But um, let's just see. So I'm gonna actually look up this address right here. Let's skip trace this address. Let's skip trace the husband, and let's see if that makes a difference. If he might answer and give us a response on this house on Y Street. So let's see what's up with that. Go to Jason. All right, we got 3 new numbers. Let's see what's cracking. All right, I'm calling this first number. Let's see what happens.
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
Okay, perfect. Next number. Let's see if this next number works. Okay, we got a ring. Let's get it.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please
That didn't work either. I'm gonna try this last number here. Boom, no numbers. So okay, that didn't work either. So these people are kind of difficult to reach, right? Seeing that now. Okay, so let's go to the other property they have. We have one more opportunity. We got one more try. Look, there's a property here. Looks like this house looks like it needs some work. Might be a cool one right here. It says MLS details. What's up with that? Pending. So it looks like they try to sell this house right here. And look, they worked with the realtor at one point, right? So maybe this is a good opportunity here to tap in with this realtor to see if maybe they have the number to this seller. We're in the hunt. We're hunting for a deal right now. A house that's a real eyesore, burnt down in the neighborhood. Fire 3. Okay. All right. I think this is a great video. Let's see. Okay. Got the data back. All right. Let's try this again. So I think they are giving me some of the same data. So we already called this first number. We already called this second number. And we already called this third number here. So they're giving us the same information. So what we could do is just hit up this agent and see if this agent can help us find who this owner is. So I see the agent has an email right here. I could email them, and I see they have a phone number right here. So let me just call this number right here. So let's see about this one.
Thank you for calling eXp Realty. To help us assist you better, please take a moment to listen to the following options. Press 1 to reach the eXp agent directory. Press 2 for information on a property. Press 3 if you are an eXp agent or outside brokerage.
So I'm looking for Daniel.
Press 1 to reach the dial by name directory. option. Press 9 to return to the main menu. Please say the name of the agent you are trying to reach.
Daniel.
Did you say Daniel?
Yes. Okay, so that worked. Let's see what happened when we call Daniel. I'm not sure what I'm going to say.
I'm sorry, that name wasn't found. Press 1 to try searching for another name.
This is Carlos. Hi, I was just calling about. I was looking for. I believe his name is Daniel. It looks like he sold a property not too long ago, or actually about a couple years ago, on Newborn Street in Richmond, and well, it was on 2106 Newborn Street in Richmond. And I just wanted to connect with him to see if I didn't know if he still works with you guys or not, but I was wanting to get in contact with him about a specific property. You know, I think it might be Da, like DAH, but I don't have his last name. I don't think I can see it.
Use the property.
Or actually,
Themselves.
actually, I found the last name right here. It's actually okay. All right, so I guess if you scroll down, you can look at all of the history of what was going on here. So they were trying to sell this property. It seemed like they sold it for $215, and Daniel is the one who sold it. So most likely he knows how to contact this seller here. So if we could just get him on the phone, then we can maybe find a way to call the seller to see if we can buy.
Turn.
1 second. Let me just get a pen really quick.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. All right, so now let's call this guy really quick. I know this video has been a little long, but sometimes this is how long it takes to look up a single lead sometimes, and that's how it is sometimes. Let's see if he answers.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, how's it going there, Mr. Daniel? This is Carlos. I know this is a random call, but I was wanting to call you about a property that I believe you sold a few years ago on 2106 Newborn Street in Richmond. I know you were working with a seller named Jason, and I noticed that Mr. Jason had like a property that I believe he owns on Y Street as well. That's like a complete fire damage house or something like that. Um, I was just curious to know if you were still in contact with Mr. Jason, and if we could make an offer on his house there. I didn't know if that was okay to reach out to you, but would love to talk to you and make a connection with you. But if you do have some time to talk, my name is Carlos, and you can call me on. All right, so let's see. I don't know. Maybe we can try it one more way and just maybe try that agent that he was talking about, or that his partner. Let's just see what she's talking about.
Please leave your message for 757.
All right, so nothing there. I gave it my best shot, y'all. Didn't get anything. I'm going to wait for this guy's call back, but I'm not going to get too hung up on this deal. There's other deals out there like that one next door. And I got a few other leads that I saw in that area. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to go to my properties. I'm going to go to those mobile favorites that I saved. I'm going to import this. So I'm going to import list. Hold on, wait. That's not right. Actions. Add to marketing list. Create new. We'll just call this Driving for Dollars. D4D. We call it Driving for Dollars because as we're driving, we are looking for deals, which turn into big assignment fees. So Driving for Dollars, we'll just say fire 2026. And then save. Okay, and it did give me like an option to like delete these off of here after I pull the list, so I don't keep pulling the same data, you know. But maybe I can just do that myself. Let me just see if I can do that. I don't really need. Forget it. Let's go back to my properties. See if we can find the Driving for Dollars. There it is. Got about 75 leads I can hit up. Let's export that. So I have a lot of property. I got, every time you pay from PropStream, they give you about like $25,000, 25,000 properties to hit the call. Yeah. Okay. So I exported that. Let's see. So I go here. Oh, it looks like Jason's calling me back right now. Let's call him. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Daniel? I buy properties all cash. I pay all the closing costs as well, usually for every deal that I do. And I buy it as is. That's why I saw this fire damaged house, and I was like, that's kind of right up my alley. I'm looking for something just like that. I mean, honestly, it just really depends on how much it's going to cost. But yeah, that's typically how I would operate. Is I would just I work with a lot of different investors and things like that. So sometimes if like the numbers don't work or something like that, I will send it to some of my partners that I work with. Yeah, well, I know I've worked with a bunch of agents in the past, and sometimes I had sometimes I have my agents represent me, and then even represent. And no, I totally respect that, and that's why I wanted to call you rather than just trying to skip trace it myself or do something like that. I just like, let me just reach out to the agent to see if I can work with you. I work with wholesalers too, where sometimes if they send me a deal, they ask kind of the same question. If I have a buyer, could they still get a commission? Like, I mean, I've split deals with agents 50-50. Sometimes agents usually just want their commission, so we work that way. We can always work anything, and whether that's we put it on an addendum or whatever the case may be. I am a buyer, so if at the end of the day, if you have like a fee amount, like say, hey, I want whatever amount that you might want, we can work something out. Whether even if it's more than whatever commission that you're typically would want to get, even if you want to treat it like a JV partner or something like that, if you want to go that route, I don't really care how we write it up. I just saw this vacant house and this fire damaged house, kind of like an eyesore on the block, and I was just like, what can we do about this? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if you do have connection with the seller, I would love to maybe see if they would even consider a cash offer. And if they would, I can make an offer. And if they accept it and say I find a buyer for it, and we sell the property for, say we get $10,000 assignment fee. If you want to go half on that assignment fee with me, I would love to do it with you if you want to, kind of get the ball rolling. If you could just maybe see if she would consider a cash offer as is, and we'll just, take it off of her hands if she wants to sell. Because I see that she has a mortgage on it, I think, and she might just be paying for a fire damaged house. I'm like, it just seemed like a problem. I would love to help her out, but if she said, yeah, I'll take an offer on it. What I'll do is I'll just pass this on. Well, first of all, let me know how much she wants. If she wants a certain price for it, yeah, I'll just buy it if it's a good price. But if she says she wants like a certain amount, and it's just too much for me, I can send it over to my buyers, and if they want to buy it, I'll make sure to work both of us in on that deal, and then I'll lock it up with my buyer, and then I'll just have you work the seller part, the seller side, and then we'll just, when it comes to closing, we'll just split it down the middle. Yeah, you can just give me, this is my personal cell. You can call me, text me, whatever. Let's just wait to see what he says, and we'll see what we can do about that. Stay tuned.